Start the recording. There we are. We're being recorded now, everyone.
Okay, perfect.
All right.
So it looks like we do have a quorum now, right?
We do.
Okay, good.
I'm here.
So-
Sorry, everybody. I'm got 2 events going on right now, but I'm going to be listening and ready to do what I need to do. Okay.
Oh, perfect. Brian, do
Very
you
good.
mind helping me with the roll call? Only because I'm not in a position to do it right now.
Okay. Yeah, just a second here then. Hang on just a minute.
And I'll just say why Brian
Okay.
is getting that
All
together.
right. I'm just
Okay.
going to go down the list here. Helena, did you receive any requests for being excused from the meeting?
No new requests.
Okay. All right. Okay. So Beverly?
Here.
Beverly's here. Darlene?
Here.
Fran?
Here.
Helena?
Yeah.
Christina Hastings? Not here yet. Liz?
Here.
Mrs. B? Mrs. B not here yet. Stephanie?
Here.
Susie Velez?
Hello.
Are you there?
I can't hear. I see her down
Is
there.
Susie there? Oh, yeah, she's there. Okay. You need to speak up, Susie.
Oh, hi. Sorry, I'm driving because I'm back at work and I'm stuck
Okay.
in traffic, so I'll stay
Okay.
pretty quiet.
All right. Okay, good enough. Teresa?
Here.
Okay, excellent. Okay, with that said, we have Mrs. B who's not in attendance yet and Christina Hastings not in attendance yet. And I'd like to let the committee know that Kara Denny's resignation was accepted by the City Council, and a new appointment was made with Mr. Krebs being that appointment. So welcome, and thank you for the introduction. Did he go away? Where is he? Oh, there he is. Okay, Luke, sorry about that. You're right, and then I didn't see you. Okay, so I'd like everyone to mute themselves unless you're ready to talk. That way we'll keep the background noise to a minimum. The other thing is that you'll notice that we have not engaged the chat for these. That's on purpose in an effort to increase our transparency as we go forward. It's very important because those chats don't get recorded as part of the meeting. And then, of course, we don't want people going back and forth off screen or outside the Zoom meeting itself. Helena, do you want to take over?
Yes, so we want to first of all thank everyone who actually sent in their proposed mission thoughts or statements to Brian this last week. And I believe Brian took the opportunity today to go over each of those and pull out some key points so that we can actually work on our mission statements tonight. So if everyone can maybe pull up the document that Brian sent out, and we take maybe a minute or two to just kind of breeze through it. What do you think, Brian?
Yeah, I think we need to first welcome our guests here this evening, just to make sure that everybody is recognized who's in the meeting. I noticed that we have Renee Wells, from the Economic Development Corporation, Jennifer Lane, the Arts Council, and let's see, who else do we have?
Dana.
Dana Stroud. Sorry, Dana.
No worries.
Okay. All right. Anybody else that I failed to mention that is here and participating, but not, I see I have 14 participants and everybody's up or has been recognized. So with that said, let me look at the agenda one more time. So with respect to the agenda regarding public comment, Helena, ordinarily we would ask for comments from anyone not for items not on the agenda. Anybody?
So
have any-
we're gonna go open that up for now.
Yes.
Does anybody have any comments for anything that's not on the agenda? Or does everyone have the agenda?
Okay. Nobody.
No?
I do think that if we're getting to the minutes, are we just talking about the agenda or?
We're not to the minutes yet, Darlene.
Oh, I'm sorry.
We will be in just a second. You have to run through the agenda. Oh, actually, after the roll call, we were going to approve minutes. So why don't we go ahead and do that?
Well,
Actually, I have my hand up. I just wanted to make a quick public comment.
Hi, Jennifer.
Hi, I just wanted to say hello. I'm here as a guest and just want to share that the Arts Council is working with the City of San Juan Bautista and Caltrans on the public art project for the underpass project at 156 in Washington Street. And I probably won't be able to attend all these meetings, but certainly when there are updates related to the art component. Give me one second. Sorry, I'm doing a 4th grade math homework over here too. So as there are developments with that project, I'm very, very happy to share with this group. And also we will be releasing or sharing with you a community input survey for that public art project. It's very, very basic right now, but I'm hoping to send that via email to you by the end of the week, just to gather some input to help us begin to put together a call for artists for that project. So I just wanted to give that a share. Thank you.
Very good. Thank you. So excellent. That's an ongoing project. We're going to hear a lot about that, I think, in the future. So go ahead with respect to the minutes. Helena, you want to?
Yes, I'm opening it up for someone to approve the minutes from our last meeting.
well, first of all, we need to make a correction
Okay.
because they mentioned that the possibly turning of the art project for the Washington Street underpass over to Heidi Boyd, and it's not Heidi Boyd, it's Heidi Baltz. So we need to get the correct name in there.
Okay, duly noted. We have that, Brian?
Yes, got that.
Okay. So
Thank you.
now, do I have someone to move to approve the minutes with the correction?
I move that we accept the minutes with the correction that I just mentioned.
Okay, do we have someone to second that?
I second.
Is that Mrs. B?
Yes.
Oh, welcome in. We missed you.
Sorry, it's a little late.
Okay, there's a motion and a second. Motion by Darlene and seconded by Mrs. B to approve the minutes as corrected.
Yes.
Call the question.
I'm trying to look at the agenda and I'm off the Zoom, so I couldn't see anything that was happening. I apologize for that.
Okay, so we're gonna, all in favor of approving the agenda with the correction noted?
Aye.
Aye.
Did we hear from everybody?
Aye.
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 Okay, very, very good. All right, thanks, everyone. And then we've had public comment for those items that are not on the posted agenda. And we had a brief report regarding the Arts Council reports from committee members and advisory team members. Does anybody have anything that they would like to report for the good of the committee as a whole? Either anybody on the advisory team or on the committee itself. Items of general interest. Dana?
Thank you, Brian. I just want to provide a quick update from GoBiz with regards to the SURF, the Community Economic Resilience Fund, and the work that you're all doing that will get yourselves lined up and ready to engage with that. The RFP for the convening role that is going to be selected for the region that you are in will be going out in March. And when that RFP gets released, that starts to put some things in motion as far as regional collaboration. And so you all are in a position to be identifying your priorities as you move forward and be able to engage with this SURF process. So it's kind of exciting for us to be able to share that that RFP will be going out in March. And as a reminder, you all, San Benito County, as part of you all, San Juan Bautista, as part of San Benito County, you're a part of this Central Coast region that includes Ventura, Santa Barbara, San Luis Obispo, Ventura, and Santa Cruz counties. You are a part of this 6-county region. So it'll be great for you guys to be ready to engage here later on this spring. On top of that, GoBiz is hiring and will be onboarding an economic recovery coordinator that will be providing some technical assistance throughout our region. And that position is going to be onboarded sometime in mid-March for this region. And that will be another, if you will, source for you all to tap into as it relates to a toolkit for state and federal funding, perhaps technical assistance with state and federal grants, and some overall facilitation and convening opportunities. So we at GoBiz, we're building out our team. We'll have another Central Coast person for you to tap into, and I can't wait to introduce them to you when they get on board here in mid-March. Thanks.
Very good. Thank you.
So, quick question for you, Dana. With this grant that's coming up that we'll be able to tap into, what is going to be the requirements? Or is that something that we meet with your team with, or
yeah,
how
so
does that work?
let's remind ourselves that this first phase of the SURF program is the $5 million grant for planning in this 6-county region. And that funding is going to be used to convene all of you to start to identify your priorities and potential projects that you want to include in this regional plan for this Central Coast region. The second phase of SURF looks to launch sometime in October, November, and that's where you start to get into the situation of the types of projects that you want to bring forward to apply for implementation funding. And as a reminder, that bucket is currently around $500 million scattered throughout all 58 counties of the state. But you all will have an opportunity to, put your projects forward to be considered as a part of regional planning, and then, figure out how to apply later on in October. So we're going to have some time here between now and in October to go through a planning process, identify projects that are going to be eligible to fit within this SURF program, and then be ready to consider how to apply later on as part of this broader region. I will also add that the SURF grant guidelines for implementation are scheduled to be released in April. And it would be great to put those guidelines in front of this group to get some feedback on as the guidelines get finalized later on this summer. So Helena, it's not a, how would I say it? The planning is going to go for, the planning funding is going to go for this broader regional plan that's going to include projects for implementation that you guys are going to want to bring forward. And that phase 2 part opens up later on in October.
Okay, good. So my understanding is it's a tiered program involving 2 phases. And the second phase is based on or tiered off the first phase, enabling us to make application for grants that would be applied
Yeah,
for projects that are local.
for local projects that are a part of this regional plan and that have gone through this kind of this regional planning process. And so
Okay,
imagine that you at the city level at San Juan Bautista, you're going to be coordinating with your colleagues in San Benito County, and then the counties are going to be coordinating with each other within this 6-county region. So there's going to be a lot of dialogue. There's going to be a lot of collaboration, and it's going to be really important to be clear about what your priority areas are that are going to line up with the guidelines that are going to come out later on this spring in April.
Okay.
So yeah, so
all right.
it is tiered in who's participating, but you at the city level, you're going to have an opportunity to propose projects that you want to have included and that align with the overarching goals of the county and then the region as a whole.
Got it. Okay, very good.
Just sorry,
And then so we'll be getting more information from Dana for distribution to the committee as we go forward.
So I have a
Right.
quick,
And I heard Renee may want to weigh in here too.
I just wanted to let you know that I've been asked by the county staff and officials to be a part of this collaboration, and I'm working. I want to make sure that the city of San Juan and Hollister and San Benito County officials are all involved in the process. I attended a CalEd webinar today that had some speakers that were great and explained a little more about the process. I am also meeting with RCRC staff, the Rural County Representatives of California, who are involved in it very much. And they are going to be meeting with each of us separately. They're going to meet with San Juan Bautista's officials, each of the EDCs, the county officials and county board of supervisors, to come up with a strategic plan of what we want. And we really have to weigh in and be careful because there's bigger counties that are involved in our 13 regions or in our region. And we want to make sure we get a piece of that pie. So I will definitely be involved in working with our board to come up with what we think are good ideas. And I want to make sure we share them with you. And I'll also try to include a webinar or an overview of the process that makes it a little bit easier to understand. So it's very complicated. As Dana mentioned, it's got many layers, but I'm going to ensure you that I'm going to make sure you're part of the whole process. So, and also I just wanted to let you know that the EDC has office space now downtown in the new epicenter by the city hall on 4th Street. And so we have space to meet and congregate and have meetings. And I think it's going to be starting March, we'll have an office space there and meeting space so that we can come together and meet. So
you're talking about in the city of Hollister?
Yes, downtown next to City
Okay,
Hall. Yeah. So I'll be sending out some information about that, but I'll update you at another time. I know this is about the committee and I don't want to take much time. So I apologize, but I just wanted to bring that to your attention.
Okay, Liz?
I just have a quick question for Dana, and actually Renee answered part 2 of my question. So Dana, just really quick, the 6 counties, Ventura, San Benito County, Santa Cruz County, San Luis Obispo, what were the other 2?
Santa Barbara and Monterey.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, and so to Renee's point, your 6 counties are in this region that, first of all of these 6 counties are members of RCRC. So that's an important an alignment that you guys get to have. And that's going to be helpful to have RCRC helping, guide through this.
Would you say
And-
what RCRC is, please?
Yeah, the Rural County Representatives of California. So these
Okay.
are all there's 38 of these rural counties that are belong to this organization, and they are it's intended and it's in place to represent the smaller rural counties in California,
Okay.
give voice to those issues that are at the rural level.
Okay.
So it's good that RCRC is stepping in to help be a part of this, and it's great that you guys are part of this region to get that RCRC assistance. And Renee, it's awesome to hear that she's been appointed or assigned to be the county representative on this. I'll just add, it is complicated. The old adage, we're kind of building the airplane as we're flying it, because there's a lot of things that are changing. So it's a very iterative process, but it's intended to really help our communities around the state, launch some really great initiatives and get some economic growth going. So really looking forward to getting this launched, and it's exciting to have this initiative here in California.
Okay, great. Okay, very good. I appreciate that, Dana, and also Renee. Very good. And I know we're going to be following up during our meetings, and I'll be in touch with Renee and with Dana both, so that we can package the information in a way that the committee can utilize and look at, evaluate, and figure out how San Juan Bautista can approach the program with our advisors in hand. With that, I would like to ask again if there's anybody else that has anything that is they'd like to report from committee members or anybody else on the advisory team. Anything else? Okay, very good. Helena, do you want to move on to a discussion of the mission statement?
Yes, so I don't know if everyone has it in front of them. Brian sent out an email today outlining the mission statements submittals that he received last week, and I believe some sent in this week, for us to review so that we can compile our own mission statement for our group.
So maybe I should just cover the information that I sent out via email
Yes.
just a little while ago. And I think the difficulty here in a lot of cases with committees is that there's a lot of good statements that members have submitted. There were 5 separate mission statements. I was hoping that everyone would submit one, but not everybody has the time or is able to put that together in such a quick fashion. We just asked for those back within a week. I know people are busy. So I consider that we got 5 responses back, and I did send those out to you. First of all, I'd like to just kind of scroll through them. Mission statement 1 here on the screen, so that you all have that in front of you. It's a 2-paragraph mission statement focusing on, it is a vision, there's a vision statement in there, and involving collaboration. Basically it's a quality of life sort of vision statement. And I purposely didn't include names here because I want you to evaluate the content, not the author. So the mission statement number 2, very short and sweet, I think. And mission statement 3, looking at the particular perspectives represented there in the first few bullets, and then a couple of paragraphs explaining all about the mission of the EDCAC. Mission statement number 4, again, relatively short and pretty all-encompassing, I think, with respect to a mission statement. And then mission statement number 5, again, focusing on small business entrepreneurship, sustainability, diversity, growth and success, and small town activities with an emphasis on families and visitor serving, support to our visitors. So all that said, in these paragraphs, I felt it was important to look at the component parts of these mission statements. There are some very excellent guiding principles. We want responsible, the mission of the committee to be reflect responsible, equitable, inspirational, accessible, diverse, and vibrant qualities of the community. The qualitative actions that are necessary in order to achieve those principles will involve improvement, achievement, enhancement, some upgrades, sustainability, again, diversification. We want to retain, expand, grow, and stimulate our economy. The operative modes, that is the things that people will need to take on in terms of the character of what we do as a committee, be entrepreneurial, historical, innovative, opportunistic, and planned. So those are the operative modes that are expressed in the various vision statements. And then in terms of actions that we are going to want to, as a committee, we want to, our programs to upgrade, we want to collaborate, we want to address issues, we want to be supportive, we want to provide assistance. And then these other words, very important, program actions, that is what we want our programs to actually do in terms of actions. And then various tools that we want to use along the way. And these are the targets. Now I tried to organize the targets sort of in categories, major, sort of subsidiary ones, but the main ones: community, economy, visitors, residents, property owners, businesses, industry, jobs, workforce. You can see some pretty strong themes here with respect to community support, economic growth, visitor serving targets, resident support for residents and property owners, expansion of business, industry, jobs, and our support for our workforce. Things that we want to take care of along the way with respect to health and recreation, satisfying an important issue in the community with respect to parking, our streetscape services, of course. And then, I see that there's some redundancy here in the list. So in any case, this will help you, I think, organize your thoughts a little bit about what's in the mission statements. I think that with a little bit of conversation about what's important, maybe the committee might like to choose some priorities among the vision statements, among these 6 categories for focus, and then consider that there is a mission statement, but then often committees also adopt a vision statement or a vision for how they want the community to appear, say 20, 25 years, 35 years from now. What will San Juan Bautista look like? What will the relationships be? And what will the improvements that this economic development program achieve over a 25 or 35 year time period? And so even though we adopt a relatively spare mission statement, I think that the committee might welcome the opportunity to write a vision statement. And I would recommend that if you do that, that you don't necessarily do it as a whole group, but that you might divide yourself into subcommittees. Each of the subcommittees prepare a vision statement that we can then look at and give to me, and I will sift through and write a common vision statement for the committee so that we don't have to choose necessarily some of these fine principles to cast out of our mission, because we're going to move them into the vision statement. So, just want to throw that out there as a way of capturing, for example, some of the statements do include some vision statements. Certainly vision statement number 2, you know, which is more extensive, might be converted to a vision statement. Some of these are great ideas. So that's what I would encourage with respect to the committee, you know, going forward. And this evening, you know, we have enough time, I think, to consider the mission statements that were sent over. If you like one, if you feel it's representative, if that one of them is your favorite, you just love it, then I would recommend that you make a motion and see where it goes. So with that, I think that we'll just kind of start off, if you will, with anybody that wants to raise their hand and talk about what they believe are important factors in the vision statement, using the table that I prepared or the individual vision statements that you received, and let's see where we go. So what's the pleasure of the committee? Let's start with Darlene. Darlene, you need to unmute. There you go.
There I am. Okay. Yeah, I just want to kind of put out there that when you're writing a vision statement, what you want to think about is, why are we doing this? It's answering the question why. The hows and stuff like that are down the line when we get into dividing up into committees and which programs we want to do and all that kind of stuff. But the why is the big thing that we really, really want to answer with a mission statement. And then to me, a vision statement is just a very shortened version of that mission statement. Okay.
Okay, Darlene, do you have any thoughts about the mission statement?
Well, like I said, yes. Why? You know, I know that I wrote one of these. Number 4, the City of San Juan Bautista Economic Development Citizens Advisory Committee exists to research, advise, because that's what we're supposed to do, advise the City Council, and stimulate the provision of enhanced economic resources in collaboration with local, county, regional, state, and federal agencies.
Okay, well, that is your vision statement, your mission statement. Do you have any thoughts about the other mission statements? You know, do you have any thoughts about a mission statement? You know, there were several others submitted.
Well, number 1 starts out well, but then it gets into the hows. It says it is our vision or mission to improve the quality of life for the community of San Juan Bautista and visitors. That's fine, because that's why. That's answering why, but then it starts into the how we will achieve this by. That is not something that I really want to see in a mission statement.
Okay, very good. Beverly?
Okay.
So rule of thumb for a mission statement is usually something that if somebody asks you what your mission is, you can tell them. So along those lines, mission statement 2, we are the champions for the future of San Juan Bautista. I really like that. The other possibility, which is the mission statement 4, it's a little lengthier, but all the rest of it I don't think belongs in your mission statement. Here again, if I ask you what your mission statement is, you should be able to tell me without having to say, oh, I've got to go to like mission statement 3, which is all of these things. But that said, there are so many great things in these other mission statements that could be part of our vision. So those are my comments.
Okay, let's see here. Anybody else have any thoughts about the mission statements?
Hi, this is Kim with Bliss Blends. How are you?
Good, good.
I'm kind of like in number 4. I think it's pretty succinct. In my mind, a vision statement is how, once we get there, what's it going to look like down the road? Once we set our mission, what does that look like? What do we want it to look like in 10 or 15 years? But in terms of mission statements, I kind of like number 4, but I agree with Beverly that there's some content in some of the others, some good words that I think we need to pay attention to. I think revitalize is a piece of it. I think promote is a piece of it. That's all.
Okay, very good. Well, we're going to circle back with you after you make your comments. Circle back, and I'd like you to remember those aspects of the mission statements that you highlighted here, so that you can go back and indicate those things that you feel should be included. Liz?
Hi, I'll try not to be too long because my dog's being whiny in the background. I apologize. The mission statement number 3 is more of a scope of work with some vision thrown in there. There's a lot of good content in there. But I agree with what others have said regarding being more succinct. I actually like number 5.
Okay.
For our mission. I think it covers everything, but I like the way you laid out the table with the different focuses, and I feel like it's going to be something handy for each individual group as we start working and breaking off into groups and doing different things. I think each project I think it's a good overall guideline to what we're looking for in each activity and each project that we take into consideration and start working on. So that's my 2 cents.
Okay. All right. Anybody else? We've got a few people here that haven't said anything yet, and I'm looking forward to hearing from almost everyone with respect to what you think.
Okay, I'll say something. This
All
is
right, Teresa. Teresa, go ahead.
Putting this together and looking at the different mission statements, I agree that a mission statement needs to be short and sweet, and a vision statement is a lot of what everybody put in all the other mission statements. I mean, I think we tried to combine, I know in the one that I submitted, it is a combination, almost a combination of a mission statement and a vision statement. And so, so yes, I think we need to keep it short and sweet. And I've looked them over, and I think we could, there's several of the short ones that I really like.
Okay. All right. Do you have a preference?
Well, not yet.
Okay. All right. Very good. Luke?
I agree with Teresa that it should be, a mission statement should be short and succinct and to the point. And I think for me, that's mission statement number 5.
Okay. Very good. Fran?
So, I run into these situations all the time where it's about, I always ask, what does your organization do? And people really struggle to describe that all the time, because it's some 1-page, 2-page description somewhere that's sitting on their desk collecting dust. And so I'm really behind what Bev mentioned. And it's almost like, what is your superhero power, right? So it should be something really short and exact. That's our superpower. And then you have the blueprint behind it that says how we're going to do that. And, and that's going to include a lot of the stuff that's written in some of the other mission or the visions. And also include other groups that we're going to be working with. It's a huge thing, but initially we need to come up with what our POW statement is, and that we all need to know it by heart and spout it out at a minute's notice. And so it needs to be very powerful, exact, and straightforward. So that's what I would like to see for us.
Like your
Very good.
elevator speech, right? Like an elevator speech.
Yeah. Okay. So Fran, do you have a favorite? I know you submitted one. I mean, but you've had a chance to read 4 others.
Yes, it's hard because it's interesting because I started the exercise of looking at everybody's and circling words that I loved in all of them and trying to come up with something based on circling words from each one of them to come up with something else. So that was the exercise that I tried to do today that I haven't finished, but it is an interesting exercise to go through if you thought about it.
Yeah, that's kind of what the table represents. It's basically just circling words and putting them in categories that can be used in some sort of hierarchy. So hopefully that's helpful. Okay, so Mrs. B.
I've read through them. There's something in all of them that I like. I like the first paragraph in mission 3, but I think mission 5 kind of, mission statement 5 kind of encapsulates that, but there's still some things that are missing that we'll probably pick up in our vision statement.
Mm-hmm. Yes, right. Yeah, I think the mission statements are very important, and the vision statement regarding how you want the community to appear in the future is going to be very powerful as well, because that will, in the first sense, provide a sort of a guiding principle for you, and then the vision will help you to hone in on programs that will get you there, that you believe will get you there. And of course, things change. GoBiz these are very new initiatives, new resources and funding, and your vision and your mission and your vision statements should be flexible enough to allow you to move with the times as a committee. So with that said, what I think, I'm going to stop sharing here, but I'll put it back up if necessary. And I'd like to go back through and hear from Beverly, and then Darlene, and then Kim. So Beverly, go ahead and unmute yourself, Beverly.
So I'm sorry, I didn't, what was your question?
Well, you have your hand up. And
but I already made my statement.
Okay, so you want to put your hand down?
That it should be short.
Yes, very
So
good.
sorry about that.
Okay, go ahead and put your hand down. Then Darlene?
Well, I would like to look at mission statement number 5. If you omit certain things, it makes it much more broad and general, which encompasses a lot more, which you want a broad statement in the mission statement, and it gets you closer to the vision. And I have sort of revised it to engage, support, and create a sustainable and diversified business community that retains, promotes growth and success, facilitate and promote economic opportunities, and increase the quality of life in San Juan Bautista. So I have crossed out the certain words to shorten it down, because I don't think it should be focused just on small business entrepreneurs. I think that needs to be broader. So I would like to, not to put small business entrepreneurs out, but broaden it so that you can include that diversification you want.
Okay, very good. All right, and Kim?
Hi, this is Christina.
We're both here.
So
right.
my opinion is, I agree with what Darlene had mentioned, mission statement 5. The only thing I would change, what she had said, was to change, increase the quality of life to improve the quality of life in San Juan Bautista. That's it.
Okay, very good.
That makes more sense.
I like all what you just did, Darlene, and who was it that just clarified the next name? Whatever, you guys did great.
List plans.
Okay, very good. So I'd like to have your thoughts about what you would like to do to reconcile the different viewpoints represented in mission statements. You can use the tool that I provided, or you can use your own judgment in that regard. But I don't think that in this particular setting, unless we do breakout rooms, that it's going to be very easy for us to break up, look at the individual mission statements, and come back with 3 sets of mission statements. And so what I'm going to suggest, and this may not be a popular suggestion because it puts off this discussion to another meeting, but what I'd like to suggest is a subcommittee of people who we can either appoint or volunteer to, and not a quorum, but a subcommittee to look at the mission statements with the objective of creating a concise mission statement, with anticipating that there will be a vision statement that comes from this committee in the future through a separate process, and come back to the committee with a recommendation for a mission statement, or if you want to, multiple, say the top 3, your top 3 versions of a mission statement that you think you would like the committee to consider. And so I'd like you to think about, and this is a little practice, I think, because I talked with Helena about this. I think this committee is resistant to forming subcommittees at this point, and I want you to get past that threshold because I see that as a path to success for your group. If you don't start working in subcommittees and get used to it, then I don't think you're going to be as successful as you would be otherwise. And so I'd like to take this simple opportunity for you to either establish 1 or 3, either 1 or 3 subcommittees to work on a set of either 1 or a small set of mission statements to bring back to the committee. And I'd like to hear your thoughts about those alternatives.
Okay.
So let's start at the top. Beverly? Sorry, I'm going to put you guys on the spot.
Yay.
Okay, I would be happy to serve on a subcommittee for a mission statement.
Okay, and that said, how many subcommittees do you think we need?
Personally, I think you can get a lot done in subcommittees and bringing it back to the large committee. This is a fairly large group, and just to have just a few people who have the interest in whatever the topic is, I'm all for subcommittees.
Okay, so 1 or 3?
I'm sorry?
1 subcommittee for this purpose or 3?
Well, I think you probably do need 3.
Okay, very good. Darlene?
Well, I'd like to be on this committee too, so I'll work with you, Beverly. And I don't know that we need 3 subcommittees, but I guess that would work too.
Okay.
Would,
Okay, very good.
Having 3 choices would be to combine would probably be a good way to do it.
Okay, Luke?
I would like to propose having 2 subcommittees.
Well, the issue for us, Luke, is that we can't have subcommittees that are a quorum. And, we need to stay away from that, that potential. So either 1 or 3. All right, so Darlene's all for 3. And we're going to be appointing people who, I think we just need to self-assign to various committees. So let's hear from Fran.
I think one committee is fine because we want to get, I think we can get this done fairly quickly. And I think one committee can do it. And so I really appreciated what Bev had to say, and I appreciate what Darlene Boyd had to say. So I would like to see the two of them on there, and then we can vote on the third for harmony. How many people do we need to have on the committee? 3, 4?
We can't have more than 4.
Okay, so I'd like to see, for me, Darlene, Boyd, and Bev. I think that they both provided a good mix. And I really, again, appreciate Bev's point of, give us that statement that we can preach loud and proud as we're walking around.
Okay, I'd like to hear from Liz.
Hi there. I was doing a tally. There's at least 4 people, including myself, who like mission statement number 5. I feel like that's probably one of the ones that are, going to be in the running. The only thing that I don't agree with Darlene about is that the small business entrepreneurs, maybe we can word it a different way, but this is an economic development committee. So even though it does, it does talk about local families, tourists, and other things, but I just feel like we do have to make sure that we remember that the whole point of this, we are the small businesses are how, that's the majority of our economy here in San Juan Bautista. So I just want to make sure that we don't forget about them. But I think that I want to agree with Fran and just say that we only need one, because I feel like it's going to go round and round in circles. I just want to make sure that there is fair representation and that there isn't just, that everything gets named. So, I mean, I was going to say 3. I would love to be able to do it with 1. I think it'd be great if we only had 2, Luke, but I think I would like to say that we could be grown up enough to just have 1 committee.
Okay, very good.
We just need to vote a couple of people in there.
Okay, thank you. Teresa?
1.
Okay. Patricia or Mrs. B, sorry.
That's fine. I would like to think that 1 would do it, but
okay, all right.
Not sure.
Very good. All right. So it sounds like there's a consensus that there should be 1 committee. A couple of people think there should be 3, and 1 person thinks there should be 4. But I think the consensus is that there should be 1 committee, and that we want to have those people that want to. Oh, Susie Velez, I'm sorry, and Stephanie. I didn't hear from you.
Hi, this is Stephanie. I vote for 1.
Okay, very good. Susie?
I think 1 committee is fine as long as it's representative by a mix of people. I think someone else had mentioned it, just so that 1 for me, the small business, and I wrote that mission statement, so I'd like to be involved if possible.
Very good. Okay. Christina?
I vote 1 subcommittee.
Okay, great. All right, so I think we're going to do 1 subcommittee, and I would like to have those people that want to serve on a subcommittee indicate by just simply raising your hand. We have six people. And how many do we have? Okay, we have 6 people. And what I'd like to do is I'd like to suggest to the committee that you someone make a motion for membership on the subcommittee at not more than 4 people.
I agree because 6 is too many.
Well, you can't have 6.
Yes.
So did somebody take their hand down?
Sorry, I'm having a hard time doing this because I just got home and I'm on my cell phone, but I took myself off.
You
This
took
is
your
Susie.
hand
Yeah.
down?
Yes, I
Okay.
did.
All right, so now we have 5. And that's still a quorum, so we can only have 4.
I took my hand down.
Okay, Mrs. B, we have 3. That would be Christina Hastings, Darlene, and Luke.
Okay.
I make a motion that
Good.
Luke,
Oh,
Darlene,
we have four
Bliss.
hands up now.
Then I'll put my
Hey,
hand back
Brian?
up. I thought we had more.
Brian, Kim's going to be doing the subcommittee.
who?
These are
Kim.
these are members of the committee. So it'll either be Christine or as a member.
I got notified that I was a member. This is Kim.
Kim, I think Christina is the appointed member.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I make a motion that Luke, Darlene, Mrs. B, and where's the other hand?
Christina.
Christina are our subcommittee for the mission statement.
I accept.
Did we just exclude Bev and Darlene Boyd who mentioned
Oh,
that they
wait.
wanted,
Was
they
Bev-
What
wanted to
happened
be
to
on the
Darlene
committee?
and Beverly?
Yeah, those are the 2 that, and then I
Yeah.
thought we were voting on the other 2 to join them. Is that correct? Or am I
Oh, yeah,
lost?
yeah. Bev's
what I
hand was
thought.
down.
Okay, whose hand, will you please put your hand up if you want to be on the subcommittee? And that includes Beverly, if you do. If you don't put your hand up, then nobody can see that you're interested.
Okay, I revise it. Luke? Oh, geez. Now we got 5.
I took mine
Okay.
down.
Luke, Darlene, Bliss, and Beverly as our subcommittee for the mission statement.
Is there a second?
I second.
Okay. So the motion was made by Teresa, seconded by Mrs. B, that the subcommittee consists of Luke, Darlene, Christina, and of course, Kim can participate as well as a non-voting member, and then Beverly. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Heck, yes.
Okay.
Aye.
All right, very good. What I'd like to do is I'd like you, the subcommittee, to meet together next Wednesday evening at the same time and the same place to talk about the mission statements and come up with your ideas. Now, what I recommend you do is come to that meeting prepared with a version of mission statement or several mission statements that you think you would like to present to the rest of the subcommittee as a starting point, rather than coming in cold. So that's my recommendation. You can do whatever you like as a subcommittee. The other alternative I'd like to explore is, since you're such a small group, is meeting together here at City Hall in person.
I think that's a good idea.
I like that.
Go ahead and Darlene,
Yes, that's fine.
okay, you like that?
Yes.
Beverly, how about you?
I'm okay.
Are you okay with meeting in person?
Sure.
Okay, great. All right, next Wednesday, 6 o'clock, City Hall. That will be your subcommittee meeting, unless you want to have an earlier start time, which I'm perfectly happy with, but it's up to you.
That sounds good to me.
Okay, 6 p.m. next Wednesday here at City Hall, and then we'll craft a mission statement for a presentation to the rest of the committee. The other thing I'd like to do is ask you whether you would like to have a vision statement, and the vision statement is a little bit more exhaustive. It's a, look at how you want the community to be in, like I said, 25 or 30 years. What are the important things that you want to see in this community? And it could be a short paragraph that it should be, and you can bullet it, and and it doesn't have to be a paragraph. But I'm wondering if everyone is interested in having a vision statement, is it worth the effort? And do you want to go there?
I think
Yes,
the
I
idea
think-
of a, oh, sorry, go.
Sorry,
Okay,
yes.
Luke first.
I was going to say, I think the vision statement is a great idea. The mission statement is now, the vision statement is 30 years from now. It's good to have that in mind. It's a great thing to have in mind.
Okay,
so.
good. Charlene?
Yes, I think a vision statement is good too, but I have a feeling we're a little bit different on what a vision statement is, but we can discuss that later.
Well, that comes with the territory, Beverly? Go ahead, unmute yourself, Beverly.
Okay, how about, there have been so many great ideas for all these mission statements. I think we could come up with a really great vision statement to carry on.
Okay. And, okay, good. All right, great. Anybody else have any thoughts about a vision statement? There seems like it's a good idea.
How about
But,
Christina? She was on this.
Yes, vision statement's great. I'm all
Okay,
for
good.
it.
Okay, excellent. Anybody else? Have any
I'm all
thoughts?
for it too.
Okay, good. All right. So, now we have 4 people that are on a subcommittee to do a mission statement. I wonder whether you'd like to put yourselves in a subcommittee to look at visioning.
Mm-hmm.
I volunteer to be on a subcommittee for looking at visioning.
So do I.
It'd be good if we had some different people on the vision statement than we do on the mission statement, but okay.
And Brian, I'm just curious why you think that.
Well, I'm kind of hoping that we can do some of this in parallel fashion. We can, ask the mission subcommittee to also craft a vision statement. That's okay.
I like that group of 4, for me personally, working on both, because they're
Okay.
going to present and we're going to talk and collaborate on it. And then they're going to go back and work on part 2. And I think that them being on from the beginning is going to help get us to the finish line faster. Just my 2 cents.
Great. Okay, very good. Well, with that, do I have a motion?
I move that the same group that is doing the mission statement also carry on with the vision statement.
Very good. Is there a second?
I second that.
Okay, all in favor, Beverly?
Aye.
Aye.
Darlene?
Aye.
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 Okay,
You
very
guys
good.
better do a good job.
Okay, excellent.
Brilliant.
I think they're going to do a great job. Okay, very
Give 'em-
good. Well, we're going to meet back here. The subcommittee will meet back here at 6 o'clock. And I would like the committee as a whole to begin thinking about subcommittee. I've said this before, and I'd like the committee as a whole to begin thinking about subcommittees that you think will work for you, and how those subcommittees might be put together, what their focus might be, what the topic areas might be. Just begin thinking about it, because it's going to come up very soon in your meetings. And I intend to put this on your agenda next time. So if you could all begin thinking about the focus of your work as an Economic Development Citizens Advisory Committee, that would be great. And what I'd like to do is have a lean on our advisors for the next meeting, Dana and Renee and Mark especially, to help us get there. So I'll be working with Renee and Dana and Mark between now and then, in addition to working with the subcommittee, to come up with ways that we might structure some subcommittees that will be effective for you to evaluate programs and resources for further research and evaluation by the committee as a whole. So I'll have some recommendations, but if you could begin thinking about that based on information that you've been able to gather so far, that would be great. Okay. We don't really have anything else on the agenda this evening. The last thing that we wanted to talk about was establishing subcommittees, and we just did that. Is there anything any information and updates from committee members at this point that you'd like to bring up for the good of the whole?
Well, you have one item 6B, partners, organized institutions that we think we will need to work with as we do our work. Do you want us to just send in suggestions, or do you want us to make those tonight?
That list of things that you're reading there is to enable the committee to talk about just about anything at any meeting. So as a standard practice for your agendas, I'd like the committee to be able to talk about whatever comes up within those topic areas as time goes on. So every agenda will have that simple list. I think that when we start talking about subcommittees, that list is going to be front and center.
Okay.
So that's for future discussion. Does that make sense?
Yes, that makes sense. I just was
Okay.
curious.
Great.
Thank you.
Okay. Mrs. B?
I know that we're going to be looking into getting grants and things like that to help subsidize whatever projects we come up with. Should we also be thinking about ways of fundraising immediately to obtain seed monies for whatever might come up?
Yes. That is a great subcommittee, actually. So I think that's a great suggestion, Ms. B. So if we could think about that for your next meeting as an idea, that would be great. Valerie.
Yes,
Good evening.
thank you. Good evening, and I've been listening with great enthusiasm for the group, totally. Because I'm just sort of in an advisory capacity person that is very interested in everything that you're doing. And I would like to encourage that as time goes by, that you draw on the parks and paths and trails, bicycle connectivity information that I've got a lot of expertise in. And there is so much value in all of that for San Juan Bautista. And especially right now, there's a lot of Caltrans and other, like Bike California is working on connectivity all over the state. And so I think we have a good opportunity for building a part of our economy through bicycling and trails and our parks. So I just I'm happy with what I'm hearing and seeing and how the processes are going, and good luck.
Very good.
I'm here.
Yeah, great. Thank you, Valerie. And I think that we're, based on the mission statements that I've read, and my look at them, health and wellness, recreation is an important factor in the community's success, as you said. And because the subcommittees are going to be aligned with the mission statement and the vision statement that the committee adopts, I have no doubt that that will be an important topic of conversation among those, among the committee as a whole, or as part of as a subcommittee topic. Fran? Fran, you have your hand up?
I think she just didn't.
Yes, I do. Sorry.
Okay.
Sorry, guys. No, I was just gonna, I hate to be I don't want to be the bad guy. I know we're doing a lot of work, but I think at some point I just want to be sensitive to people on this committee that have businesses or full-time jobs. Because if you look at it right now, our subcommittee, so they're meeting on 3 Wednesdays of the month. And so I'm just saying, like, at what point will we say that our committee will meet once instead of twice a month, because we have these subcommittees meeting also. So that way we have 2 meetings at most. Just want to throw that out there now for us to start thinking about that, because 3 meetings a month is a lot for people that have businesses or full-time jobs. So.
Yes. Yeah, I think that's a very good point. And usually what committees like this do is they do decide to change their schedules to accommodate the important work of the subcommittees. Again, those subcommittees take the burden off the bigger, larger committee. They get more work done, and the committee is more effective as a result, and therefore maybe you don't have to meet so often. So that's a great thought. So, all right, very good.
And usually
Anything else?
usually people that volunteer for things like this have usually volunteered for other things on top of everything. So yeah, I think that would be good if we can take that into consideration.
Yeah, keep in mind that the schedule, your current schedule, is devised by the committee itself. So have freedom. Okay, anything else for the committee this evening? We're 15 minutes over, and I know we'd like to keep it to an hour. So I would entertain a motion to adjourn, and we'll reconvene. Subcommittee will reconvene next week. And so I'll entertain a motion to adjourn this evening.
I move that we adjourn.
Got it.
Okay, all in
Second.
favor?
Yes.
Aye.
Okay, very good. Thank you all.
Aye.
Thank you all.
Thank you,
All right.
Brian.
Very
Thank
good
you,
meeting.
Brian.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone. Nice seeing you.
I loved the first meeting. Nice to see you all. Bye.
Okay. Good night.
Good night.